Hello YouTubers. It was brought to my attention in my last video that I did a poor job providing heat to my snow to melt it. I did use a heat gun that was probably too hot, and it probably should have got up to at least 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit instead of using what everybody else is using, the good old-fashioned lighter. So I'm going to redo this experiment to prove that sublimation doesn't happen to snow with a lighter or any other source you can find at room temperature. And to do that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to provide us with a catch plate to catch the water. You can get this from your mason jar company. Pretty simple. You can pick it up at the grocery store, or maybe your grandma won't mind if you pick one up from her house. So we're going to take this and we're going to tare our balance. Make sure it says 0, or at least pretty close to 0. That's 1/10 of a milligram. It'll work. And I'm going to take the last parts of North Carolina snow. It's been sitting out for a few days, but it is snow. And we're going to take this, drop it right here, and we will quickly see where the water goes, if I can get it to cooperate. As you can tell, it's melting at room temperature, so we're going to act fairly quick. As we tare our balance, we are at about 3 grams of snow. Now we're going to take this snow and we're going to melt it, just like every video you've seen. Now at first you see the snow is shrinking in size. It's shrinking and there's no moisture, and that's what you've been seeing on videos now. And it's shrinking because the outside layer of snow is melting. Once the outside layer of snow melts, it seeps into the air pockets of the rest of the snow. So we're going to continue melting until all this is fully melted, like in the last video. It won't take long with 3 grams. The theory is, at the end of this, we'll have 3 grams of water. And like I said, my mass balance will prove that the mass is very close to the same with low percent error. But I do encourage you to melt snow at your house, especially if you still have it now. Go ahead and melt the snow at your house on something that you can absorb the water from. This stuff is not sublimating. It's not subliming. And if there was water vapor, we would see it on the top piece of this balance. And after this is fully melted, I'm going to take a video shot of the top of the balance and observe it for water vapor. As you can tell, nearly all the snow has turned to water after it has turned the moisture into the air pockets of the snowball itself that we originally had. It's still at about 3 grams. There's been no significant change in the mass, and everything is basically changed from the solid crystal form into the natural liquid form right now. We can clearly see that it was 3 grams prior to heating. That's good old-fashioned water. It's about room temperature. And up here on the top, there's no water vapors at all. There's no sublimation. There's no proof of sublimation, at least none that's measurable by the naked eye or by a mass balance. So please take some time, if you have snow at your house, and melt some snow with a lighter. You will be excited to find that science really does work.